Hi, everybody. Welcome to live sessions on Facebook. You know, this is our new way of doing stuff. That way everybody on Facebook can see stuff too. So I am here with Joshua, who, you know, is one of my favorite people. So, yeah, let's get into it and start seeing how you're doing. So how you been?
Pretty good. Yeah. All things considered, you know,
Yeah.
I'd say I'm doing well. I got my healthy routines that I've been cultivating over the last year and a half since I had that car accident back in 2018.
Yeah.
And I dealt with the law and everything. But now, yeah, life is good, you know. And I especially, I think I was telling somebody this the other day that having the healthy routines help keep you sane when life throws stuff at you.
Yes.
And, I mean, this last couple weeks have been pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Just in our city and around the world and the news, not even to mention COVID-19.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I had some personal
to the back burner.
Yeah,
You know,
I had some personal stuff come up a couple weeks ago that was pretty heavy for me. And yeah, I'm still processing that. I guess I'll just go ahead and tell you. So you know my song "Lost Girl."
Yeah.
The girl I dated, I found out a couple weeks ago that she passed away. And
oh no.
Yeah, she's the one I wrote the song about, and so that's been just something I've been processing. And I mean, I'm finding peace with it because I've become to this more spiritual place in my life. But yeah, so it's tough. But now it's like playing those songs are even deeper in a way, and so yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, I got to get up early and exercise and eating right and keeping up on the music and emailing people and just keeping that routine it's been awesome.
Yeah. I can definitely sympathize and agree with that. A lot of people on LMS know, but you know, I lost my brother in February when all this kind of started, and so yeah, it keeping the routine and doing this helped me tremendously. Like, I mean, I obviously, you know, I had my job, so that kind of helped too. But, you know, it's when there's such a large loss like that, you know, it's like you kind of have to keep the routine or you get lost in yourself and in your thoughts and stuff. And yeah, I totally understand.
I'm especially grateful that I'm sober too.
Yeah.
And I'm actually in a treatment program for that car crash a couple of years ago. That was a DUI. So it's in a court order, and I still have a couple of months I have to fulfill. But it's actually a blessing because if I was sitting around without work and still able to drink and smoke pot or whatever, I knew how productive I would be or what I would be doing with myself. So yeah, I honestly don't even really miss it that much, which is great. So just staying exercising and taking long walks and just doing all the regular stuff. It's funny because I remember for so many years it was always like, oh man, I gotta have a drink before I go on stage because I'll just be too nervous. And now I'm doing live streams and playing live totally sober, and it's totally fine. The music is a drug, really. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean it kind of I can't imagine it's easy to try and make that transition, but at the same token, it must feel a lot better because you're kind of in the moment, right? And you're feeling it, and it's kind of like this high from that, I guess, just natural natural feeling from it, you know?
It feels smoother too, I think. I mean, yeah, you can play after a couple of drinks and maybe smoking a little bit or whatever, and you can probably still play okay, but I just feel so much sharper, I'm all there now because it's been 4 months now, nothing but just coffee, mostly decaf.
I'm probably the only person in Seattle that doesn't drink coffee.
Do you like tea or something instead?
Yeah, I'm into tea. Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah.
I was watching a documentary on coffee that was really interesting. but I guess Britain, you know, they're really big for tea. They were actually super big for coffee originally.
Really?
They were the biggest in the world. Now it's probably back in like the 1700s, I think, or something like, whatever, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But they were like huge for coffee. But then there was this big thing between the women saying that coffee was affecting the men's libido. Something like that. I can't. Yeah. I didn't finish the documentary, but that's pretty interesting. They switched into tea because the coffee houses were mostly for men, and then women would start the tea. Anyways, whatever. Yeah. That was interesting because their big thing is tea. So, anyways.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're known for. Yeah, like tea time or whatever. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
I switched to mostly decaf now. I'll have like 1, max 2 cups of caffeine a day, and then I gotta go to decaf.
Yeah. The coffee at work, like it goes so quick. Like there's normally there's like 80 people in my office, but because of COVID, there's only like 12. But like we go through so much coffee, and everybody's like, well, you know, what you want tea? Like, how does that even help you during the day? And I'm like,
got caffeine in it. Most of them do.
That caffeine, yeah, like I totally know. Like I just don't. I'm not.
And it's supposed to be better for you, I guess. You know, coffee has its health benefits as well. So
I like frappuccinos, like that, like a mocha frappuccino. That's kind of like as far as I'll go as far as coffee goes. But you know,
I know how to make those, but I can't think off the top of my head. It's been so long since I made coffee.
Yeah.
For like a job that I'm like, does that one have a lot of foam on it?
Yeah. No, it has
I should know.
You can get it with like whipped cream or whatever, but I don't ever get the whipped cream because then it like seeps into it, and I'm like, this is not very good. But yeah,
they had to get like I was a barista for I don't know, and I worked in a slow cafe, so I didn't really make like a ton of drink today.
Yeah.
So I had like a list, and someone would come in occasionally and order something that I was like, oh shit, what goes in that again? Sorry,
sheet on the side of the register.
I know what I'm doing. I swear, you know.
I promise.
But I miss it. Every time I go to a barista now, I'm like, hey, how's it going? Oh, I miss making coffee. Like, how are you guys doing? And I always tip them too. I didn't always used to tip the baristas, but now I usually do.
Yeah, that's so
nice.
You're like, I feel your plight.
Yeah. I feel like they're lucky to get to work too, you know. Well, now things are changing, which is good, I think.
Yeah.
I'm still finding a way to manage all this.
Yeah, for real. What is it just the decaf, or when you go out to get coffee, what's your like go-to?
Man, I used to do mochas and stuff like that, but I don't like that much milk. And even though I'm mostly non-dairy, I rarely do dairy. I'll do like almond milk or something like that. But I'm on a pretty. I mean, I can have cheat days and stuff, but I'm on a pretty strict diet because of an autoimmune that I found out I was diagnosed with a couple of years ago. That I'm beating it. I'm starting those like positive affirmations where I'm like, I am perfect, healthy, mind over matter and stuff. Yeah. Obviously, I still listen to my doctors. But, I don't like that language where, like, oh, I'm suffering from, or I have this, or whatever. I'm always like, I'm healing from it, or you know, positive language, because it's amazing. You read about it, how much that really affects our reality, you know, our thoughts, and then when you say it out loud, it affects it even more. So try to focus on that. But so because of the autoimmune, I found out I had a couple. I actually apparently had it since I was a little kid. And it was actually when I was a couple years ago when I was going through a lot of the stress after my divorce, and then when I met my lost girl, and we broke up. Is actually when the autoimmune kind of remanifested, and it's a skin thing, and I get these like splotches on my skin, but they can like spread and anyways. But actually, since I've been being healthier, and so I don't do I don't do grains very much, and I don't do gluten. It seems to help. So I guess usually I go for an Americano. I know that was a really long roundabout way getting to that.
It's all good. What's your favorite food?
That's tough.
Do you want to do 20 questions? You want to do something different? Or it's kind of like hot
Why
questions.
not? I used to be pizza.
Yeah.
But now that I've been so strict, I rarely eat pizza anymore because of the doughs, and it's hard to find a good gluten-free crust.
Yes.
So I'd probably have to go with like tacos.
Oh.
But then again, so it's usually a cheat day.
Yeah.
Tacos, because then I just like throw caution to the wind. I'm like, fuck it, bring on the gluten.
Yeah.
Bring on the tortillas and the cheese.
Oh, Mexican.
Quesadilla.
Yeah. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't keep me away from it. I am totally like a like tacos and burritos, like forgive me for saying, but like whore. I love it. Like Mexican food is my favorite. Like I will do it. I will eat it all day long. I would eat taco time every single day if it wasn't
so taco time. I used to go there all the time and get the crisp beef burrito.
Yes.
With the sour cream and hot sauce.
Yes. You can't go wrong.
The soft taco. Love the soft taco and the Mexi nuggets.
Yes. It's like, I have it on here. It's like the best food. Like it's my like go-to comfort food, you know? Like, oh.
Yeah. That's great. I love burgers too. Good burger.
See, I can't have red meat anymore. Like yeah, it's just no.
That's too bad. So what do you have in tacos usually then? Do you have the chicken?
I usually have beans. Just the beans.
Oh, just beans? Okay. Right on.
I like
make a mean black bean tacos.
What?
And I used to be a cook for years, and I was working at this pub. And it was all pub food. It was great food, but it was like pizza, burgers. And after like a week of eating all that, I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I need vegetables. And so I made a recipe of like black bean tacos.
Yeah.
And you take black beans and saute them like fajitas, but the beans are like your protein. And then just like lime and onions and, and just do it up like boom.
Okay. I think I could do that. I feel it. Yeah.
But
and
you
then you put it all together, kind of like a taco. Yeah.
You usually do refried beans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, seriously, I could just like eat it from the can and like it all day long.
I like to really cook up a can of black beans, and then I'll just have like a cup of black beans that are seasoned.
Yeah.
With like soup or with like salmon or something like that, and I just love it.
I love it so much. I love Mexican. It's my favorite. Azteca is like my jam too. I'll just eat that.
I haven't been there in so long. I know. I'm looking forward to like going back out eating.
Yeah. That's a
restaurant.
It's the first place I'm going. I'm just gonna sit there and eat like queso and chips and beans, and I'm just gonna happen. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I love the ones that they send you the chips and the salsa and beans.
Yes.
That's where it's at. The first time I went to one like that, I was like, what? And I'll eat like the whole basket of chips before my food even gets there. So then there's leftover.
Yes. I love leftover Azteca. It's almost better the next day than like when you're sitting there eating it.
Depends on what it is though.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful what you order. Like you can't have like the tostada salad and try to eat that like
no.
Because then like the shell gets all soggy and
then it's not very good.
I'm always going for the quesadilla is like my go-to. Quesadilla all day.
All day, every day.
Quesadilla with like ground beef or chicken, either one. And
I like chicken quesadillas and like red sauce, mild sauce, and sour cream. I am a very heavy sour cream person, so like
me too.
I'm
going for it. I'm going for it.
Yeah, like it's like people are like, you want a little sour cream with your burrito? I'm like all day long.
Yeah. And that taco time hot sauce, like I'll get extra packets.
Yeah.
Keep it in the fridge.
Exactly. It's so good. I don't get it.
I don't know what they do.
Secret.
I love that shit.
Yeah, me too. It's just my jam. Like that, and then like pizza is my favorite, like you, and then my third would be Italian, like pasta, like spaghetti.
Yeah.
Like you can't go wrong with a good spaghetti sauce.
Where do you live? Well, if you don't mind me asking, what city?
Oh, I don't know. I want to tell people. No, I live in Kent.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a place in Bellevue, Crossroads, near
Yeah.
the Crossroads Mall.
I work in Bellevue.
Okay. I don't know if they're still open. I would hope so after COVID and everything.
Yeah.
I think I only went there like twice, but it was called Firenze. And it was
Mm.
like one of the best Italians I'd ever had. It was like
in the
I would
Crossroads Mall, in that little food place.
It's on like the north end in a little strip mall in front of the cinemas.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Man, they had this like, oh God, what was it? It was like a gorgonzola sauce veal thing that was like, and my ex at the time was like, I hate blue cheese. Don't make me try that. And I'm like, you've got to try this.
Yeah.
And she was even like, holy crap. Yeah. So I'd like to say they're pretty authentic Italian. No, I don't quote me.
Yeah.
But I don't like the Olive Garden. And I love that John Oliver is always talking shit about them on his show. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. No, I'm not about Olive Garden, but there's this place in Bellevue that's right next to my work off of Northrop, called Briatore, and hands down the best pizza you'll ever have in your life. Really? And yeah, oh yeah. And they're authentic, like they are from Italy, authentic. Their schedul's the same, everything. And they are hands down my favorite. Like anybody that knows me knows I eat there a lot and my whole work, I got them like ordering for my work. And so like whenever we have like pizza day or whatever. And so everybody there is like, this shit is amazing. I'm like, I know.
There's another good one my brother used to work at. I don't know how many there are left, but they're called Grazie.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
There was one in Factoria and Bellevue, and then I know there was one in Tukwila by the South Center Mall.
Yeah.
And I thought there was one in like Linwood too, but anyways, I don't know. They were great too. Yeah.
Wow, I'll have to look it up.
I'm kind of hungry. I didn't really eat dinner. Like I had like a light meal.
Yeah, I know. I'm so hungry too. I was like, should I eat? I realized it was like 6:45, and I was like, damn, I should have ate first.
Man, I'm always like, before something like this, or if I know I'm going to play a few songs too, I'm like, okay, I don't want to eat heavy or anything like that. So I had like a protein shake and an apple and like some almond butter and a coffee, and I'm good. I'm fine.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna be tired afterwards. I'll have some fish and like soup or something.
Yeah. What's your favorite kind of fish?
Salmon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been buying this Atlantic like frozen salmon fillets in like the pack, and they're delicious. And they're perfect for like a single person. And I just grab one out of the freezer and like the next day, like throw salt and pepper on it, throw it in the oven.
Yeah.
And it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
A good coho salmon's awesome.
Yeah. I've heard that. Yeah.
What about you? You like fish?
I don't eat fish. I was going to be a marine biologist when I was younger, and so I just never ate it. And I had my first like salmon like 10 years ago, maybe, and it was pretty good. You know, my friend made it, and he's like, "You have to try. You have to try." I was like, "All right, I guess I won't hurt to try." But I was really against it for a really long time because I was like, it's taken away from the orcas. And that's what I really wanted to like, to save the orcas. And so that's my whole thing.
No, I'm a big animal lover, and like, I believe in fishing if you're going to keep it and eat it, you know, but if you're just fishing for like, look at this cool fish and throw it back, I'm like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, like you should. I mean, the only side to that is like if you accidentally catch something too small and you can't keep it, then I feel bad because then you got to like pull the hook out of them and like put it. That's kind of stuff getting like yanked by the mouth, like pulled out. That and like hunting, you know, I guess if you're gonna, you know, keep the meat and feed yourself, you know, and then okay. But if you're just like these weird sickos who go out and hunt for sport and they just like shoot it and then it's like. I don't get it. It's like, well, it's like the same thing that humans are doing to humans too. It's like lack of humanity.
Yeah.
Even to an animal.
Same thing. Yep.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I totally respect vegans, and I just after I found out what works for me, I just, I don't eat a ton of meat. I'll eat chicken and I'll eat salmon, and occasionally on a cheat day, I'll order a burger, burger and fries off DoorDash.
Yeah. There are, I can't say that I don't ever like completely not eat burgers, because they're still my favorite. Like a good juicy, like I can't
double bacon.
Yeah. Oh, bacon and like, oh, I'm just like, yes.
Yeah. Like healthy, and I'm reading up on nutrition, like hoping that I might, get into nutrition and get certified potentially.
Yeah.
As just I want to have like music and maybe part-time doing coffee, and maybe some days buy a little stand or something like that.
Yeah.
Have someone run it for me and I'll work there part-time or something, but I want music full-time eventually. Music, and then I'm starting to do photography now.
Yeah.
And and nutrition. Cool. Yeah, so I'm kind of moving towards being my own boss and not necessarily working for the man anymore.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I feel it. Yeah. I'm trying to do the same thing. So
I think you're on your way. I think if you're determined, you'll do it.
We'll see. There's a lot of plans that I have, and a lot of people invested in trying to help me make LMS a full-time thing. So I definitely am working towards that and trying, and
you're getting busy. I can see it. It's rad.
Yeah,
you've had some heavy hitters on your show.
Yeah, it's been really cool. It's grown into it's just grown so massively. I mean, it was little and just kind of like this little thing, and then COVID hit and everybody's like, I want all of your time. Like, we need your platform. And I was like, so many days of the
week. Now I feel like there's so many things streaming now. At first it was like there's a few that I knew of, and then I was like, holy crap, there's another one, and another one. And it's cool though, because I think that's gonna remain partially a thing.
Yeah.
But
I definitely I didn't think about it until COVID hit, and I was like, how am I going to get people out of town? I'm going to have to go, and then because I was doing it in Seattle in a studio, and so like I was like, man, I how am I going to do that? I'm just going to have to like make enough money to travel, and then I eventually, now this is like, oh, I could do them until I get there. I could do them on Instagram Live or here or whatever, and then once it comes back, I can do the ones in person in Seattle again. So, it's just kind of cool to kind of expand what I was doing and learn a little bit too. And just be able to, like, I can have more on here. I can have more than one. I can have up to 5 people on here. So like I could have 4 musicians all at the same time.
Yeah, you can have a whole band or whatever.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's just kind of helped me a little bit be able to expand everything and the knowledge of what I can do now. And so it's just really cool. But yeah, I've had a couple of pretty amazing musicians that are, that are kind of higher than other people, I guess, is what they tell me. And so I just ask people, I'm like, hey, do you want to be on? Like, and they'll tell me if they want to or not, or if I don't have enough people following me. And I've had a lot of due to that, but
don't worry about it.
Yeah, I figure it'll come when it comes. Yeah,
I have the same thing. I mean, I had a rejection recently that was, they were nice about it, but they were like, yeah, we're not interested right now. And I was like, I kind of got down on, I guess I got down on myself, but not too hard on myself. But I was like bummed about it for a few hours, and it kind of kept lingering. But then I've been learning a lot from just a lot of different things. But this guy, I just want to show this book, Dr. Wayne Dyer.
Okay.
He was a spiritual kind of teacher. He drew from a lot of other teachers. This one is about the Tao Te Ching. You ever heard of that?
No.
It's like an ancient book written by a guy named Lao Tzu in ancient, like feudal China, or one of the warring states of China, and it's all about like just peace and letting things be, and so like stuff that I've learned from his books and his podcast about just like detaching from outcomes and letting things go and letting things be. And I've been practicing that a lot when I do like Tai Chi and I meditate, you know, all these things really help. It's one of those healthy practices that I keep up. That, yeah, just, I don't know. It gives you the tools to handle rejections and then just know that, you know, maybe it's not the right time for that and it's time for something else.
Well, I mean, I definitely have learned through doing this a lot about rejection and like, also just like, the expectations of artists too. Like for me, it was like, oh, I could just go out and ask and everybody's going to do it. And, you know, I was so naive. I was so naive about it. And then I was like, all right, I guess I could just ask people and do it. And, you know, and then people were like, no, you know, back when I had like maybe 100 followers and they're like, you don't got enough people. Why would I want to do it with you? And I was like, okay, fine. Like, but now, you know, now it's, people are fighting over time, you know, so it's like it's crazy.
It'll do itself is what they say in there is like, you're not doing anything, you're being done. So it's kind of like, you know, finding a way to just obviously put in the work, but to also pull back and just know that, and with that positive mindset that I put in the work and I stay positive, I'm walking the right path, this feels right, and things will work out. And they are for me, they are for you too. And that's awesome. In fact, I was really happy when you hit me up and I was like, wow, I'm so happy that she hit me up. This is awesome. I'm around hitting you up because I saw like a couple people I knew were on your thing. And that's like I told you last time, that's kind of how I'm approaching different venues and other stuff like that. As I'll see a musician that I follow, like, oh, they're on that, you know, label, or they're playing at that place or whatever. I'll screenshot my phone and then I put it in a file, and then when I sit down at the computer and I start shooting out emails. And so that's hopefully soon I'll have a new song coming out because I'm gonna go back in the studio within the next week.
I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. Yeah, I was gonna talk to you about it because you were telling me about it.
Yeah, so we took some time off because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I actually have 2 guys I'm going to be working with now. I'm going to record one single with an old buddy who's been producing for years. Then I have my original producer, Cross Stitch Music, who produced my first EP. Yeah. And I just hit him up earlier this week just to see where he was at with, you know, safety and everything. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, man, let's do it. I'm ready. And I was like, yes. Yeah. I've got like, dude, I've got so many songs, and it's, you know, quite a few of ones that I really want to record too, are some that I don't know, like 2 of these ones I have, one of my newest ones that I'll play for you later. Yeah. And this other one I wrote years ago, but I finally like have got it to a play. Anyway, I would say they're sort of spiritual, but they're also just kind of songs of hope. And one's called We Are All Human. Yeah. And then the new one's called The World Can Change. And I don't know, for a while there, I guess I was stuck in the whole, like, what people think mindset, which is like, as an artist, you really have to detach, like another thing about detaching from that. Yeah. And you just have to make your art where you're happy with it and put it out and then move on to your next piece. Because like the newest video I made on my phone for one of my songs on the EP, and I put it on YouTube and everything, and shared it on Instagram, but I didn't show it to anybody. I just like kept editing it and getting footage for it until I was happy with it. Yeah. And then, you know, because I was afraid, like, if I'm gonna, it's something else I read, can't remember where I read it, but they were saying, like, you know, once you show it to somebody, then they give you feedback, which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but you can, sometimes it can make you start second guessing yourself. That's what to say. Yeah. Yeah. So especially now with the way the world is right now and like how heavy things are and the Black Lives Matter, which is such an important movement, as the more I've been like reading this book my friend gave me, and then I watched that newest John Oliver, and they were listing off statistics about the history of like before segregation and all that. And and then with COVID and how much like there's like all this pain and fear in the world, but there's also so much love. Yeah. Strength. So and that's the newest one I wrote was actually written kind of COVID, and then before like Black Lives Matter, you know, its resurgence, which is awe-inspiring, really, what's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think I'm gonna definitely I'm aiming for 7 more songs on the next EP.
Yeah.
Lucky number 7.
Yeah.
Lucky's number 7 is one of the numbers of the universe, is the number 7. So I was like, that's a good one. And then I'll have like 11 songs out. But I'm gonna go with a couple singles as I work on it. So I don't know which one. I'm not dead set on which one I'm gonna record next.
Oh.
I got a couple. I've got one of the ones I played for you back was May.
Yeah,
May 1st, I think.
Yeah.
Feels like it's been longer than a little over a month, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was like, man, I feel like it's been longer than that.
But that one called Pain Measurement, I'm definitely going to record that. And then I got one called Come Out of the Darkness, which I wrote, was the first song I wrote after me and my ex-wife split up.
Yeah.
Or got separated before we got divorced. When I didn't even want to write, I didn't even want to play my guitar. Yeah. But just one night I was like, I should play. And it's funny because it's a kind of a dark, sad song, but it's like upbeat.
Yeah.
So it's weird how that balances out. But
yeah. I always like how it is. It's like a really dark song, but like it's like happy, and you wouldn't know it if it was a dark song, you know? Like you're kind of like, this is a great song, and then you're like, there's a song that I was like, oh, I really love all the lyrics, and I know all the lyrics, right? And it's like really happy. And then I sat down one day and I was like, I should read these lyrics and see if I have them right, you know? And then I was like, ooh, this is kind of a really dark song, actually.
There's quite a few like that. And it just happened that way when I wrote Pain Measurement. Yeah. Let's see if I have it here somewhere. So I was like super depressed after my lost girl and me had broken up.
Yeah.
And I was I was already like in kind of a weird place too, because I still wasn't healed from like the divorce, and and let me see if I can find it. But to get through a lot of stuff, sometimes I'll just start writing. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be rhyming or anything. I'm just trying to get out all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then later, if I'm playing something that, ooh, this is good, and I'll grab some lyrics that don't have anything. And Pain Measurement, like the first couple lines, like, how do you measure pain? Is it in the tears we cry? The length of time it takes to let go. And then the chorus is, what's this life for? To dream, to love? What about when you lose a love? And a pain so deep that you hurt every day. How can I live this way?
Yeah.
So it's not, it's like, ouch.
Yeah.
But it's all like, what is that for? To dream, to love. Just came out that way.
But that's the fun of it, right? You like keep people interested and keep people excited about it. And like, that's what makes it so cool. And that's what makes art so great. Is like, sometimes it doesn't always have to be a sad song and like a melancholy, drop D.
God knows I have those too. So. I got plenty of those. I got one,
we all do.
I got one called Can't Let Go that I wrote when I was just like crying and everything. And I remember the first time I played it for that band, the band I was in, that band, and my drummer was like, man, this is really depressing. Can we play something else? It's like,
well,
yeah, I don't know, it is. But so I think it's good how you can find that balance, and it just happens that way. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. I appreciate it when people can do that. So, and I have a couple friends that write strictly sad songs. Like that's their jam and their thing. And like, I don't know if you've seen me post like Casey Ryan. Most of his songs are pretty sad.
I probably did. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah.
So I can, and I need to keep adding more local. Is he a local artist?
He's a local artist. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I've got a playlist now. I need to actually start sharing it. And I'm trying, just local artists, and I'm trying to like add more people to it. So, yeah.
You have one, right? Stuff. That I made one.
I did see yours, and I think you put me on it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So sweet.
You can go on there and listen to everybody.
That's actually how I cheated to remember your first name, because I made a post earlier today, and I was like, oh, this wonderful woman from local music, and I was like, damn it, why can't I remember? Fucking. And I'm trying to go through my emails to go, oh yeah, it's in there. And I deleted the email. I was like, fuck. But then I was going back through our Instagram messages and I saw the playlist.
Yeah.
So I do remember the playlist. And I need to like spin that thing. I should be spinning that thing.
Yeah.
Kara. Is it Kara or Kara?
It's Kara. Yeah.
Kara. Yeah. Kara's playlist. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I have to write everything down or put it in my phone. I forget stuff.
Me too. Or I have to do it at work too. Like the simplest shit. And I'm just like, okay, remember this for like 2:30. You know?
Yeah, no, I love it. Dude, ever since I started using my calendar on my phone and making lists, and like, I swear one of the most satisfying thing is going off the list.
It really is. I started that at work and I'm like, to-do lists are like my obsession. I have so many on my phone and I'm just like, yes, I can cross it off.
You know what? On my phone though, because I just have to delete them out on my little notepad app. That's not as satisfying as like crossing it off. Whatever. It just isn't. I don't know why.
Like that. That's amazing. I thought I was weird.
No. I'm a list guy.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I'm hard with set lists, but set lists are hard.
Yeah. Oh, really? I haven't done
writing set lists. I mean, because you're kind of trying to like, okay, this one's kind of upbeat. Let's do like 2 of those, and then we can do a downbeat one, and then okay, like cover. Depends on the venue too. Like if I'm playing like Tim's Tavern or like one of these local places where they want like local artists, I'll like play all my own originals with like maybe one cover.
Yeah.
But I start play some other bars where like they're paying me and they want covers. Then I'm like going cover one of my songs, cover one of my songs. Kind of doing that. Hopefully, not even hopefully, like someday it's going to be like, oh no, play that one because we love your song. Like, awesome.
It's going to happen.
It already happened.
Yeah.
Manifest.
More play. Yeah, it already happens. That's right. We're doing the positive thinking affirmation.
It's already here.
It's already going to do it. Yep. I'll just be the first person to be like, I want this one. That's what's going to happen. I'll make sure you're going to be like, oh, sit down.
Like, no, this is one of my biggest supporters. She's been believing in me since the beginning.
Hey, all day long, friend. All day long.
Oh, appreciate it, man. I love it. It's funny because I got off the bus, come back from Seattle, and I know I had this like whole moment of like,
yeah.
And I came home and then I was like, I don't know why I was texting a friend. She was like, are you going? What's going on? And I was like, yeah, X, Y, and Z. I'm still thinking about my ex who passed, and I think just the whole vibe in the city and the world and everything just happened. And then but then I did some exercising and then started getting ready for this, and then I started really anticipating this and like, oh man, this is gonna be so fun. We're gonna talk. Like I loved our last conversation, and now I'm like total turnaround. So it's important to focus on the good things.
That's right. Yeah, I can honestly say this has probably saved me through everything. Just like I lost my brother in February, and then I lost my grandma 2 weeks later. And then,
sorry.
Yeah, it was hard. But, I have such a really good, this LMS has been, I've kind of created this like little family, and so I just gravitated to this, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do it every day because it's the only thing I have, and I don't know. It probably saved me, and it probably helped me get through COVID. And I've been down with the martial law band down at the protest, so that's helped. And like being able to have music there and being around. There's a lot of other musicians. I've tried to share all the other musicians that have come down, but there's a few that have come down there too, and so it's been really cool to have that like vibe down there, and then. And wanting to be a part of that. And then also, just always having this to look forward to, like, okay, 7:00, this is what I'm doing, it's just now just something that I can look forward to. And I try really hard to make it so that it's like on time. And I know there's a lot of people that watch it as well that that look forward to it. I've had a lot of people. There's probably 10 people that watch it religiously.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Now you're like a channel, you know, on like TV, they get like viewers.
Yeah.
Can't let the viewers down, man. You got to be on it.
I know.
That's like some of these Twitch streamers. They get like these followings, and like, man, now they're just like full-time Twitchers. And
yeah,
even like there's a guy following YouTube for like, you know, he's like a help expand your consciousness guy, and he's like he sends me emails and stuff. But he sent one today that was like, I didn't believe it, and then I did believe it, and I just started working towards it, and I didn't. Yeah. And I was like, it was just like so inspiring. I was like, look at what he did. He like believed in it and went for it, and he made videos every day, kind of like what you're doing. Yeah. And now he's like, I moved out of the crappy apartment. Now I'm in like a full nice apartment in New York. I travel the world. I talk to other spiritual people. I was like, wow, look at you. Wow, that's amazing. I'm like, you know, you can do whatever you want to do. You just got to believe it, and you got to work for it.
Yeah.
And it's possible. I don't care what people say. The naysayers really just more fuel for my fire. You know, I've had some people really close to me too, of like, I know they just want the best for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, don't you know how hard it is to be a musician, and you know how hard it is to make it? And it's like, so what? I'm gonna go what I do in my dream, and this is like my purpose. So like, no, there is no. I had a girl I was dating that was like, well, what's your plan B? And I was like, there is no plan B.
Yeah.
I got a day job. I got benefits. I work, you know, and I'm always going to make sure I'm taken care of. I'm a hardworking dude. Thank my parents for instilling that in me and giving me a paper route when I was like 10.
Yeah.
Making me get up at like 5 a.m. and like strap on the big bag of papers and roll in the pitch dark and approach raccoons by myself and shit.
Right. You're like that, you're going.
I'm just like not worried about. It's so nice, man. Just coming to a place of peace and like personal strength and believing in yourself. And just knowing whatever's going forward, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I think, you know, that anybody can do for themselves. And like, just, I too have been on that journey this year of just like making sure that I'm empowered. Like that's kind of what the protests have been for me. Like I feel like I've actually, LMS also has been that too, of having a voice and giving myself that empowerment that I can do it, you know, like it's, I totally get it. And it gave me enough, you know, being around all the musicians and seeing everybody, I was like, man, I miss making music so much. And then it just like made me want to do it. And so and in 2 weeks, my first song's going to come out in like 7 years.
Oh, really? No, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I need to go. Is it going to be on like Spotify and shit?
Yeah, it'll be everywhere.
I need to go pre-save it.
Yeah. I
need to shoot out one of those pre-saved things or whatever.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out, actually. We were talking about that.
Are you going through like DistroKid, or what distributor are you going to?
Yeah, I think so. This is my first time doing it myself. Okay. So I've had other musicians like do it for me. So this is the first time I'm kind of learning. So we're gonna actually sit down this weekend and figure that out, because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't either. I was like, why can't I put myself on Spotify? What's going on here? And I had to go through a distributor site.
Yeah.
That you sign up with, and then they put your stuff on Spotify and iTunes and Amazon and all these other ones and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is great too, because that also helps with like a pre-copyright, where it's good to like go get the real copyright, but I still haven't done that because I've looked up the laws, and a timestamp is one basically now.
Yeah.
So if you've recorded on your phone, or you made a video of it or anything like that, you have a digital copy of it. All these different things are basically copyrights now. And then if you go through a distributor, they check all that stuff too, and then that's gone through there anyways. I go through distrokid.com.
Okay.
And it's like $20 or $25 for the whole year. You keep all your proceeds.
Wow.
And they like put you on there. But there's other ones too you can use. So
yeah,
I'm so excited to hear your music. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be under my name this time too. So Before it wasn't. It was under a different name. So yeah, under the band that took them, because I'm not the one. I don't sing. I don't know how to sing. So it'll still be like under my name, but there's gonna be somebody else singing, but it'll feature. But kind of like Daft Punk does. They don't really show their face or sing, but they have other people do it, kind of thing.
Because you're like songwriters.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. That's cool.
So yeah, it's exciting.
I can tell how excited you are. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna put one out like once a month. So yeah, the first one's coming out. My birthday is on June 23rd, so we're gonna put it out that day, the first one, and then from there just once a month after that. So it's exciting. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, everybody else, you guys are doing it. I was like, all right, I guess I will too.
Yeah, why not, man? Like, I mean, if that's what like one of your callings or dreams or anything like that, it's like get after it. Do it now. Why not?
Yeah.
Like we're not gaining any time. We don't know whenever our time is gonna be up.
That's true.
And it's like I try to find peace in all that stuff because it's like, dang, like but we all have people in our lives and for reasons, and there's like purpose to all this stuff if you believe in that or not. I do. And like I when I got in that car wreck back in 2018, I was on such a downward spiral that I didn't even know I was on.
Yeah.
Because I was just so like, I just wasn't truly happy. And I thought I was going to meet a girl and that's how I was going to get happy again or whatever. And like, what was my true purpose? I didn't, I don't know. I just didn't know all these things. And I was like drinking a lot and drove home drunk and fell asleep at the wheel and crashed into somebody in my truck on the freeway, and my truck rolled. And like, I'm just like, I walked away with like a cut on my eye and like a bruise.
Wow.
And my truck was like, all the windows were blown out, like the tires were blown out. Luckily, the people I hit were fine. Like, thank God that I didn't hurt somebody.
Yeah.
And that was just like the biggest fucking wake up call. Like, and that was like just a couple months later, I was like in the studio starting my first album, like going, here's my, it's what I got to do. Like I basically in my mind's like, I've been given a second chance. Like God was like, wake the fuck up, dude. Like you have a talent, you have a gift, and you've written like over 100 songs that are just sitting here, and I have recorded some, but they were all just like garage recordings, nothing professional. And I'd met DB Stewart, Duncan of Deified. You know them?
I don't know.
You should try to get one of them on your show.
Okay.
Because they're pretty good. Duncan, he's the lead singer and songwriter in Deify, which is like a rock band.
Okay.
His brother's the drummer, and then Andrew Gemko. Anyways, the bassist, and then Duncan also has a solo project called DB Stewart. I had met him back in, I think it was actually before my car wreck. So it was sometime in 2018. I met him at Tim's Tavern, like a songwriter night, which is just like a night where you just like make tips. You don't really get paid. You just guys go in and mostly just acoustic. And anyways, I met him. We hit it off, exchanged information. And the following December was like a month after my car wreck. I went to his EP. He released his EP, and that's where I met my producer Aaron, who produced his album. Okay. And I mean, it's like all these things just happened the way they did, and now here we are, and it's like, man, now I'm healthier, I'm happier, I'm like grateful for life, and that's another big reminder too. If I get down on myself or anything like that, it's like, hey, remember how you like could be dead, or you could have killed somebody or whatever, and you didn't. And I'll get my license back in like a month, and I'll I got like money coming in like a month where I'm going to be able to afford a new truck and like all these good things. And it's going to be recording a full album. And it's like, so things happen. And I mean, some people don't believe in that stuff, and that's fine. But I actually didn't. I mean, I was raised, religious, and I'm more just like spiritual now. I love to take stuff from teachings.
Yeah.
Of all these wise people from the past and their wise writings of the past, stuff like that. But there was a time where I didn't believe in a higher power or anything like that. I was just like, yeah, fuck all that. And
yeah,
tell you what, man, take a brush with, you know, when you wake up and there's glass everywhere and a cop is pulling glass out of your head and you sit in a jail cell for 15 hours and then you go the next day and you see your truck and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And the tow truck guy was like, were you the one that was in that thing? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like magically, like,
yeah.
So anyways, it's, I actually didn't want to share that story with people. I didn't share that story with a lot of people for a long time because I was like afraid or I felt shamed. And now I'm just like, hey man, if my story helps even one person, like get the fucking Uber home, or I don't know, maybe like don't drown your sorrows in substances or whatever, and like find just a healthier way.
Yeah.
Make sure anyways, and chase those dreams, you know? Yeah. Today's the day, like seize it, get after it. Even if it's just something simple, like I want to write a fucking haiku and put it on the internet. Like,
yeah.
Have you heard of Gary V?
I have not.
Gary Vayner, I think it's Vaynerchuk. Anyways, he's a pretty huge like influencer guy. He started with like his family's business and built their wine business and it's like huge thing. And now he's just like, he talks like inspiring people. But one of his things is like, we've got like so much at our fingertips now. Yeah. Like the entire world is at your fingertips through your phone to like be a TikTok person or write up anything. Like do it, go after it. Well, anyways, I know I'm just going on, but
you're fine.
I feel very fortunate and I'm happy that you brought me back on. It's just nice to talk about this kind of stuff because so I ended up sharing that story. I had this like epiphany one day where one of the spiritual people I follow, like, you know, sent one of those emails and it was like, start thinking outside the box or whatever it did. It just clicked to me and I was like, you know what? I'm ready to share my story.
Yeah.
And I wrote the thing out and shared the pictures of my truck and the gash I had on my eye. Like if I'd been like, I don't know, quarter inch or half inch lower, I might've lost vision or maybe my whole right eye. I mean, so many things that could have gone bad didn't.
Yeah.
And it's got this like whole new chance at life and
did you write any songs about it, like to kind of get that out, to heal from it?
I don't think I have yet.
Yeah.
My friend actually was saying, hey man, every time we talk you always kind of go to this little spiritual vibe and like how it's helping you and like you just think about writing a song about that. And I was like, yeah, I probably should. Well, you know, my new song has a couple lines that are like, at least for how I have found all this inner strength and peace.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I look out at all this fear and I'll just send love everywhere. Like, let's feel that, you know, or one of the lines is, I'll try to give this world some heart, you know, stuff like that. But no, I probably should. I don't know. My songwriting is usually very personal and it's usually very eternal and it just comes out when it does. I don't like forcing songs out. Yeah. I always feel like some people can just do that. I don't know, like these professional songwriters, they can just go like, oh, I got to write, like they get commissioned, like you're going to write this. And then they just, here's your hit song. I'm like, bravo.
I am not that way either.
But I only shared it on my Facebook because I didn't share it on my Instagram yet. This guy posted on one of my videos back on like Memorial Day. He was like, oh, I love this. You're singing whatever. And like DM'd me. Yeah. Okay. Hey, do you write original songs? I was like, yeah, I have original songs. And he's like, would you write one for my son's birthday? And I was like, I guess I could try, you know, like, he's like, well, I'll pay you like $300 or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's very generous. Okay. Yeah. Well, what's your son into? You know, so he tells me all this stuff about his son. And I start getting some ideas. I think, what's the worst that can happen? You know, he doesn't like it. Whatever. Yeah. And I come up with this song, and it was like, he's like, oh, my son was never afraid of monsters under the bed. He said they were afraid of him. So I called him My Little Monster. So that's what I called the song. I called it Little Monster. Oh. It's this like cute little country song about this little kid. Yeah. And his best buddy is his dog. And, you know. Yeah. And it turned out great. I was like, wow, that just came out. Like I wrote it in like 20 minutes and I was like, holy shit, that was so cool. And then I found out it was a fucking scam. Oh. Yeah, when it came time for the money, I was like, okay, so you can PayPal me, and he was like, oh yeah, I can't use PayPal. I'll send you a check, and you can deposit. And I was like, I don't know. And then he's like, oh, and then it got shadier and shadier. It was like, oh, I wrote the check wrong, and I'll just send you the whole amount that I said it's wrong, which was like 1,000 more than we agreed on. And he's like, and then you just send me back the difference. And I was like, and I talked to a roommate, and we looked on the internet, and it was like, that's a scam where they like try to get you to deposit this check, and then you get screwed by the bank having to owe, or whatever it was. Yeah. And I was like, man, I just more was saddened by like that there's so many people like you or me, and we get up every day and go do an honest day's work, you know, whatever we do, whatever it is. And then there's all these people who like get up to go do their dishonest work, which is to rob from people, which like, what the fuck? But you know what? The silver lining is I wrote a new song, and it's adorable, and it's for like little kids. So, you know, it's not all bad.
Yeah, go wrong. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I literally just had that happen to me this weekend.
Really?
Speaking of which, yeah.
No shit. What did they say?
So I went to go get an apartment, and I had way more than $300 stolen. But
oh, you actually got scammed.
Yeah.
Like oh no, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It kind of sucked. But
there's no way to recover it, anything?
No. But you know,
I almost did that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's taught me a lot though. Like I was sad about it, but I was like, you know, it taught me a lot about like the people around me, and I kind of let some people know, and I was like, I don't really know what to do at this point. And like it was a lot, and they were like, okay, well, you know, it's all right. We were gonna figure it out. And like just everybody just kind of came together yesterday. I was at the rally, and a lot of my musician friends showed up, and they donated to me. And so it was just like this, and I wasn't asking for anything. I was just kind of telling them what happened. And it was just this crazy moment of just feeling like, wow, like I've created this, you know, and I would do it for them. And it was just, I've always thought that LMS was kind of like me doing for everybody else, you know, and because I'm not the type to be like, this is what happened, you know, like like that, where you're like, I was kind of an idiot. And
that happens,
you know. So
I almost did that with an apartment too.
Yeah.
Like before I ended up moving to this place, I was like on Craigslist, and I just found this like offer that was like basically too good to be true, but I was like, let's check it out.
Yeah.
And luckily my dad was like, wait. You can go on like King County dot whatever and look up to see who the actual landlord is of that apartment, whatever. And then I was like,
that information
out. We looked it up, and then I was like, oh my God. And the guy texted me back like, so are you ready to like send me that money and I'll send you the keys? And I was like, don't ever contact me again, scammer. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, oh, this other guy just like never. I said, hey, my bank app had a problem with your check.
Yeah.
So moving forward with my music, I'm only going to accept PayPal. So, you know, I hope that's okay. And then not a peep since. I was like,
wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've learned a lot. I definitely have learned a lot.
I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah.
That's okay. You know, it's in the past now. Moving forward.
I definitely, that's where I'm at. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to move forward, and I'll be fine, and I'll figure it out, because I always do. Like, be positive, stay
your friend said, like, okay, we're going to figure this out. Those are the best people that have around you, man.
I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah. Huh.
You know, like,
how many times I've been like completely down, and then like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was talking to I'm like, I'm almost done with that like treatment program, you know, and like the guy was like, I was like, I was dug myself this hole, you know, and he was like, you're almost out of this hole. Like, look how far you come.
Yeah.
And I was like feeling down one day, it was, I don't know, a little while ago. And my roommate was like, look, think about where you were a year ago. And I was like, that's a good point. Like in like all this time I like built a website. I like, you know, recorded an album. I like, you know, even without a vehicle, I was like getting to gigs and back and like all this stuff, going to work and just making things happen, like no matter what, and having that determination to make it happen. And then sometimes, you know, sometimes you forget to look at like what you've accomplished and you're just like, fuck in the moment. And then
I know that that's why I'm kind of lucky, because I have a lot of like, I'll be like, man, LMS is not like, I'm doing it every day and I feel like I'm not doing enough. And like, you know, I have all these things, you know, and you get kind of in that moment and in that headspace. And then all of my friends like a virtual slap and they're like, excuse me, look at where you started to where you are now. Like people are vying to have your time. Whereas before people were like, I don't think so. Like, you know, I totally like, I have a website too. And like, now I'm going to have a podcast and like, you know,
nice.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, it's just like growing exponentially. And, you know, the things that I want to do and where I want it to go, like it seems more attainable. Like before it was just kind of like this like little tiny dream that I was like, all right, it'll never happen, you know, or whatever. And now I'm like, oh shit, it just might, you know,
it already happened.
Yeah. See, there we go. I gotta have good people around me that are like, like that are doing that. Yeah, I'm listening to thing.
So Dr. Wayne Dyer, like he actually passed away back in 2015, which I was like, oh man, I wish I'd known that. Sad, but he was amazing. He's been around, like he was on Oprah back in the day. Like he was on the Tonight Show. He's like multi times New York Times bestselling author. Anyways, and crap, what was I going to say? Well, yeah. So I was on his podcast, and this guy was like, "Yeah, I think it's on its way. You know, it's on its way as part of the manifesting thing." And he's like, "Yeah, that's good. Except now you need to be like, it's already here.
Yeah,
like I already did." And you start living from this place. They call it, art of manifesting. It's like living from the place where you already are. You're already there. Dreams are accomplished, everything, and now you're living like backwards. So you start putting yourself in the mindset where I'm already selling out the gorge and, you know, saying thank you for my Grammy.
Yeah. And, right.
You know,
but
also on the side note on that is like, cause I was talking to one friend, they talk about this on the podcast too. And they're like, some people will have a goal. Like, well, I want to have like, you know, $500,000.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but then what?
Yeah. What are you going to do with it? Yeah.
You work and deny yourself stuff and save. And then you get the $500,000. What? Like, are you going to want more, or are you going to be happy with that? Are you already happy now?
Yeah.
Like, can you truly be happy now with what you have? Like, I was honestly like, I want to do more with my music, and I want to make all these songs and record them, put them out, and it'd be great to have like, you know, people enjoying them and listening to them, and to have the opportunity to go play all across this country and you know, South America and Canada and the rest of the world. That's like the ultimate dream, and you know, I'm gonna do that. I'm doing that, but to be like more back to like the minimalist lifestyle and the happy and that inner peace from me, like, you know, I'm happy with how far I've come.
Yeah, right.
Since I completely derailed my life, you know, like my life went, I thought whatever I thought it was gonna be. And then all of a sudden I was divorced, and then I was like, you know, it's funny because like I don't have like, I'm not like an addict, but I was so lost in like the emotion and the pain. Yeah. And that mentally was just like, didn't know what the fuck I was doing, that I, you know, lost myself in that stuff and made those mistakes. But you look back and where you're going, and luckily, you know, it's like all that shit happened for a reason. It's like my lost girl used to say, she said, everything happens for a reason. Yeah. She taught me so much, you know, in the short time that we like spent together. Yeah. And it's like, man, like, just like she said, everything happens for a reason, and things. And so, yeah, I mean, I was like super upset, and I'm still like dealing with it, you know, finding out, cause I've lost people in my life. You know, I've had friends pass away at young ages from an assortment of different reasons. and all very sad, but I never like dated somebody and, you know, had that emotional, like intimate relationship with somebody and then they pass away. I've never had that before. And it's just, and now I've got all these songs that I wrote about her, about how I was feeling when we were breaking up, and I have a couple when we were together. And it's just like, holy crap, now processing all that. And then now the song is called Lost Girl. And it's like, so weird. It's not a bad thing. It's not, it's just, yeah, I don't know. Life throws it. It's gonna throw stuff at you, and you just gotta be. Hopefully, you have the tools to handle it, you know, and bounce back and
exactly
turn it into good. And they say what they say. These first lines. In every misfortune, there's fortune.
Wow.
You know, really and it's if you can find it and see it, and you turn it around. Rather than let it eat you alive.
Yep.
Which unfortunately, so many of us do.
Yeah.
And I did, you know, like, but I got lucky. I'm a lucky one. I got really lucky. And, you know, I hope that I never forget. Because when I shared it on Facebook about the accident, I had a few friends be like, hey, well, just remember, this doesn't define you. And I was like, yeah, I know that. But I don't want to ever forget, you know, that I have legs and I can walk down the street, you know, and I have a voice still and eyes and hands and this body to do whatever with, and you know, so I don't get too deep, but so.
But it always, every day, it just kind of like reminds you, right? Like you just have to like keep that mindset that, I mean, that's what I had to do too, like recovering from the loss of my brother is like, okay, I'm here, I can do things, and you know, it's that paralyzation if you can't get yourself out of it, and that's where the emotion kind of takes over, you know, kind of like you experienced. And you know, if you're lucky enough to have people in your life that help you get out of that, and or if you have something like music to help you get out of that, then I think, you know, you're kind of you're kind of have a leg up over a lot of other people who don't have that gift, you know, or those people, and or both. You know, so I mean,
sometimes I don't think about that enough too. Because I don't want to say it's arrogance, but maybe it is an air of arrogance where it's like, why don't they just understand that if they just do this and this, they'll feel better, or they'll start getting better, you know? And then it's like, yeah, but like you just said, like not everybody. I was talking to a friend the other day. We're actually doing kind of a book club. She's the one that gave me the book about race. And I gave her my first Wayne Dyer book, which is called Wishes Fulfilled, which is that whole thing about living from, you know, assuming that feeling of already having your dreams fulfilled. Anyways, I gave her that one. She gave me this one, but she was telling me about what she went through. And she's like, some people don't have those tools, you know, and sometimes they need medication. You know, I was fortunate I didn't, but I mean, I was in a depression, and then I was getting anxiety, and I'd never felt anxiety before, where like, it felt like I had twisted metal, like all up inside my chest. And I never felt like that before, but I was, you know, like, I don't know, man, I'm lucky, and I guess some aren't as lucky, and it's important to remember that too.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's definitely something where you have to kind of reflect in yourself and kind of look back in the mirror and be like, okay, like, you know, it's definitely a challenge, but like eventually you get to a point where you're like, all right, like this is it, you know, like I have to keep going. There's no other option, you know? And you know, I too, like I had to like really, the first couple days were really hard for me, but like, you know, I'm lucky enough that I have LMS, and I'm lucky enough that I had the music community. And, you know, I that day I was like, okay, you know, my brother died and I'm not going to be on here, you know. The next day was Marshall Hughes' birthday. And I was like, but he's my friend and I should probably say happy birthday, you know? And then a couple of people, you know, messaged me and they were like, well, you know, if you need anything, let us know, or, you know, whatever. And it was just this sense of like, okay, maybe I'm not alone. Maybe I can get through it. Maybe LMS is going to help me with it. And then, you know, people are like, these are the tools to do it. This is what I've been through. I've also lost a brother. Like, so you eventually, once you start like talking about it, then you eventually find there are people that, you know, that come to your aid, really, you know, so to say. And,
talking to people was huge, especially when I was going through my divorce. I cried. Fuck, I didn't think I'd ever stop crying, you know?
Yeah.
Because she left and I was still in the apartment by myself with our cats, with now, you know, my cats.
Yeah.
And I remember like waking up, freaking out, crying, or like coming home and just, I remember just being like a ball on the floor, and like I'd be so bad. I'd be like, if I don't talk to somebody right now, I don't know if I'm going to make it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just start scrolling through my phone. Who can I call? Who can I call? Who can I call?
Yeah.
Man, I called, you know, I called my dad. I called my brothers. I called, and I'm fortunate to have a very large family.
Yeah.
And we're pretty tight.
Yeah.
Even though we're all spread out now. But
yeah.
I remember I called one buddy. I've been trying to kind of be there for him too, because he's been going through a lot of anxiety and stuff the last year. I remember we were at the bar like a while back, and he was like, "Yeah, I remember when you called me at like 5 a.m." And I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" And he was like, "Yeah, you called me like weeping," and I was like, "Oh yeah, like
that's right.
Thank you for picking up the phone, man." Because fuck.
Yeah, I do too. After it all, I was like, oh yeah, like thanks for being there, peeps, because y'all were there for like.
It's huge.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
I feel like I gotta do something for them. Like I don't know, like I gotta buy them a gift basket for like everybody.
I understand. Well, did you
or just one large Facebook post? Thanks, shout out.
Everybody, you know who you are.
Yeah, I want to do that too to some of the people some of the people I worked with too when I was going through stuff like that were like dealt with my moods and were just there for me. And so people, we're definitely social animals, and we need that. That's why it's really dangerous too when you start like, you know, not secluding, whatever, like closing yourself off and getting to that dark place thinking, oh, I am alone. Yeah. And maybe you're not, but it's a scary place to be.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. And then you kind of get stuck in it, you know, and that's where that whole like spiral starts to happen.
Yeah, I was totally stuck in that. And I had friends that were like, I had this boss. She's like, if I wasn't engaged, I'd totally ask you out. And it's like, you don't understand how much you have going for you. You know, you got 2 promotions in the last year. You know, you're handsome and blah, blah, blah. And you play music. And she's like listing all these things. And I just wasn't, it's not that I wasn't hearing it, but I was just like, you know, wiping down the oven. I was a cook at the time. I was just like,
whatever. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me go home and sulk again. And, you know, go to the bar and order like 1 too many whiskeys and think that that's going to make me feel better. Or maybe I'm going to meet the girl there. Yeah. And then I'll be happy. Yeah. Or maybe, so that's another thing. I'll come back to that. Like, well, can you be happy now? So when all those dreams are fulfilled, you're already happy though, you know, and then it's just, so mine is like, I know that this will generate money someday where I'll just be like, I don't need all this fucking money, and I can give it back to my community and people I love and charities, you know. And I'm actually already just like trying to do that with whether it's my time or just a little bit I can spare. You know? I'll try to do it. I actually I was saying I wasn't even going to bring that up today, but because it's some of the things they try to say too is that, you know, just do it anonymously. So you're not doing it for recognition, but it's just, I like to share that's, you know, I want to be in a place where I'm happy enough where I'm at now. That as I, you know, grow and keep acquiring and becoming that me, I can already see him, you know, and then the more I work on myself, the more I see like, hey, I'm getting there. I'm one step closer to being him. And it keeps you happy motivated. And he's healthy, and successful. And he's so successful that he now is donating more than he never thought he would to friends' dreams, to charities, to, you know, all that shit. Cause I don't really actually I just want like a nice little place in the country. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And, you know, maybe a nice lady to share it with. What's that?
Me, it would be next to the water.
Dude, by the water would be nice, like a river or a lake, or
Yeah.
I like the river a lot.
Yeah.
I used to fish a lot back in the day, so that'd be nice again.
I'd be down to be like anywhere near any sort. I kind of like the ocean, but like I'd be down with a lake or a river or anything, you know, anywhere I could just be next to the water and hear it. And then like a wraparound. I've always been a fan of wraparound porches, you know.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, yeah.
Sit anywhere.
Yeah, definitely a porch. Definitely a porch.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down with that.
A little garden.
Yeah.
Maybe hopefully a nice lady to share it with, and
yeah.
who knows, maybe a rugrat or two.
Yeah, right?
I'm not too old yet, you know. I saw my dentist the other day. She's like, "You're only 41." She's like, "Man, you guys can have kids till you're like 60." I was like, "Okay." Do I want to do that? I don't know, but
oh my God.
Like, I also got to meet a woman who's like of childbearing age as well. So
right.
That's exactly. We'll let that happen if it happens. If it happens.
Yeah. Work on the music first. Stick to the music first.
I got to keep my head down to the grindstone. I went back on the dating app and I was like, what am I doing on this thing? Like,
yeah, I did that too. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it.
I mean, you never know. You might meet somebody nice, but I don't know. I don't know.
You're kind of social though. I mean, why not?
I try to be.
Our girl doesn't like musicians. I mean, I've never met one.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sometimes
then that ego starts coming in and going, oh, well, maybe she doesn't like me because of this, or maybe she don't, whatever. Then I have to just like pull back, go, hey, man, if someone doesn't, it's okay.
It's on them.
There's
billions
of people on the planet, and they like whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
That's why I just get refocused and say, hey, if I meet a nice girl, that'd be great. In the meantime, I got to just stay on the path. What's the thing? Okay, gotta take care of myself. That's number one. That way, in turn, I can take care of all my other stuff.
Yeah.
Like my cats and, all my personal stuff I got to get done and all that. And then I stay focused on the music and shooting out the emails and keeping that ball rolling.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so hyped. Get back in the studio.
Yeah, it'll be that
back in the studio.
Step.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because usually they like want you to wait like a month before you release a song, and I'm like, oh, that month is like, is so hard.
Yeah.
Like I had Lost Girl, and then I did Way Past the Hills, and then I jammed up the last two songs like in like January and February.
Yeah.
And then released in March. So funny. I had some gigs lined up, and it was scheduled to come out March 20th. Was a Friday, and then my birthday was the 22nd on the Sunday, and I had a gig that Sunday, and I helped promote it. And it was like this whole thing, and then bang, COVID shut down all the bars on like the 15th or the 16th or whatever it was, and I was like, sweet.
Yeah.
So I did the first live stream, and I didn't have this nice amp or anything, and it was just like guitar in my bedroom, and I was like, anyways. But it's all good. But yeah, waiting that month was like, oh my God, can you just get here?
Yeah.
So people can listen to it,
Yeah. That's how I feel right now. I'm like, I'm 2 weeks out. I'm 2 weeks out.
I bet. It's chomping at the bit, right?
I'm like, come on, Zan, we're 2 weeks out. Yeah, I totally feel it. I know. I'm like, I didn't say anything to anybody really until like a month ago. And I was like, okay, 1 month I'll give you guys a surprise of what's going on, And some people were like, I already know, because I told, a few close friends. And then I've pretty much shared with all of the musicians that I've been on with. So now it's kind of out there.
I'm stoked to hear it, man.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'll definitely share it with everybody and put it on the Instagram and stuff like that too, to let everybody know. But the co-host that I have, Xander Corbett, he's the one that I'm producing with. So
cool.
Yeah,
nice.
So it's really exciting.
He's an artist too, right?
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's a local artist.
Check his stuff out too.
Yeah, he has sad songs too.
I like it. I was saying when you brought up Casey, and I was like, it just whatever. It made me think of Louis Capaldi.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, I just like adore him. And I barely even touched his catalog. So sometimes it's daunting. There's so much to listen to.
There is.
And then I'm also trying to like write and also rehearse. And then I'm also trying to learn new techniques and get better. And it's like, I get that like what you're saying, like, oh my God, but there's so much to do. And I feel like I'm not doing enough.
Yeah.
And then I like, now COVID's like, it's not over, but like quarantine's like kind of ending now. And I'm like, what did I get done?
Yeah, I do the same thing.
I got better at live streaming. I mean, all these different things, but I wanted to get better at the piano, but I guess I can keep doing that. Like I wanted to start learning the harmonicas. I would have one just sitting here. You
want to know something funny about that? So I have Darren Jones on tomorrow, and he's a friend. He plays the harmonica, right? So in his songs. And so the other day in my guitar, I have 2 of them I found in my like little, I thought I had a tuner in there, and I was like, I bet you I left it in the thing in my guitar. No, turns out it was 2 harmonicas.
Nice.
Like, when the hell did I inherit harmonicas, and why? Like, what did... So I told Darren, I was like, hey, I got a harmonica. And he's like, oh, yeah. Learn it. I was like, me?
I really want to, so then I can order the neck thing and I can play guitar and do the harmonica.
Yeah. That's true.
Now I can whistle pretty good. So there's some songs I'll whistle, but it's like, man, the harmonica is where it's at.
Yeah.
I think I stole my dad's. Yeah, I stole it. I was like, I don't know if I was it's a funny thing. It's like you take stuff from your parents' house when you're young and you're moving out. And I can't remember if I asked him if I could have it or if I just took it. But I knew he wasn't playing it like ever. So I just took it. But it's time to learn the damn things. It's not just sitting here, you know?
Yeah.
It's a nice one. It's a fucking nice one. It's a Honer. It's like all old school and like, it's like big. It's got the little plunger thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing on it, but it's dope.
Yeah, mine are like the little ones, you know, the smaller ones, the normal.
Yeah.
Like small.
Yeah, this is a beefy.
Yeah.
Some guy I talked to was like, oh, you don't even need the other harmonicas if you have the plunger thing, because that changes the key for you. And I was like, it does? What?
Yeah.
Okay. But I was like, well, how am I going to do that while I'm playing guitar? Yeah. So I got to get like set, you know?
Yeah. That's awesome.
I have a buddy who plays really good harmonica, and now that we're like kind of lightening things up, I feel like it might be okay to like strap on the mask and go see some friends, you know?
Yeah. That's what I've been doing. Like, I'm just like, okay, we're going to go and like, I'll wear my mask and we'll go say hello. Cause I have been dying. I was just like, I can't do it anymore. I have to go see somebody. Like
that's like getting out that gig was so nice. And I hit up this lady who was booking me before, and I was like, hey, I'm ready. As soon as they start, like, let's start booking. I was like, I'm ready. You know, I've got this EP. I really want to get a little more steam behind it because I'm pretty proud of it. And I'm like, man, I'm going to get back in the studio. So hopefully about a month and a half max from now, I'll have a new single out.
Yeah.
And then another one. Let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah. Are you going to do one every month?
I don't know, but I was in a car wreck back in 2015 where I got an injury in my neck and stuff, but I'm healing from that. And I'm finally going to get a settlement from that, like 5 years later.
5 years later,
Yeah, and so that's going to help. That'll help me fund a lot of it. I keep thinking like, oh, I should do a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter. But for whatever reason, I think it's my pride maybe a little bit that I'm like, nah, I'm just going to do it myself. But I'm like, so many people do that now. I have enough followers. I should probably at least see how much I can generate.
Yeah.
Be like, hey guys, I'm going to get this album out. And the more you can, if you want to kick in, then the faster it'll be done.
Yeah.
Because it depends on the song. It depends on how much production we put into it and how much it costs, you know?
Yeah.
So
and I think the producer that you go through, right? Or the studio that you go through.
Huh?
The studio that you go through?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It depends on the studio that you go through, right?
It does. Yeah. He gives me a great rate, but it's still not like
Yeah.
super cheap.
Still
I
expensive.
mean, it's definitely like more affordable than I would say like it would be like going to some big studio or something, which is what is a huge testament to his talent.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's going to raise his rates at some point,
Yeah.
probably after he sees this. But
he's like, now I know.
He's totally worth it. He's totally worth it. Like every time I hear one of his newer things he's produced for somebody or even his own stuff he's doing, I'm like, man, he's just getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to keep working with him, but I'm excited too to branch out with some other producers I know and like do a single here and a single then just see what it's like working with all these different people.
Yeah. And, I know like
slowly,
or I could send your way.
All right.
I know four.
And then slowly kind of slowly build a band. Because I love doing the solo thing, but I got a buddy I used to play with in a house band years ago. And so we rehearsed a few times and he's a drummer.
Yeah.
So now I really just need like a bassist and then maybe eventually like another guitarist and a keyboard and I don't know. Yeah. It'd be nice to build like a band, but we'll see.
I kind of miss playing in a band. I was the drummer in the last one I was in.
That's right. Yeah, you're telling me that. Yeah, there's definitely like that vibe when you're all clicking.
Yeah.
It's like you can't put a price on that, man. Yeah. Even just that feeling. Like it's great if you can go out and make money and play gigs and have fun and jive and keep that going for decades, like some of these bands do. But if you just that feeling, you know what I mean? Especially when you hit one of those changes.
Yeah.
On time, and you're like, oh man, that's just. Then you finish, and you're all just like, yeah. I miss my old band, man. Like, life just kind of was changing for us all, and I guess it was just meant to go the way it did. But yeah, that was probably one of the best clicking bands I was in. We were all acoustic. We didn't have a bassist. It was just 2 acoustic guitars and a drummer. Wow. But our drummer, like, he worked like an acoustic set. So he had like a cajon and like a snare, and he had soft sticks and like a hi-hat and like a small cymbal and like bongos. And he was like so good at just working that, complementing the guitars. And we have stuff on Spotify, the like little garage recording that we did. We were called King Red. Because my buddy's name was Isaac King. Yeah. And I'm Red.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
And it's funny because people be like, "Oh, you're King Red, huh? I think really big shit of yourself." I was like, "No, he's King. I'm Red.
And I'm Red.
Whatever."
Now it makes sense.
But yeah, so man, we had so many songs. There's a few that, like I only played Lost Girl with them a few times before we like broke up. So I think Way Past the Hills is on my EP. Yeah, that was one we played together and stuff. And yeah, I had quite a few really good ones that I co-wrote with Isaac, that I hope to record someday, and maybe even get him to come into the studio for that, and that'd be cool.
Yeah, I definitely like. I liked that. Like, I used to play in the worship band too, and it was just so cool to just like be able to just play and like have that feed off of people. And my favorite part was like when people would just play and you could just like free play, but you all are kind of vibing. What I'm talking about? Like it just works, But you're not like on a script or anything. You're not playing a song that Like last night, Marshall just played a song called what was it even called? I don't even know. The Vibe or something, and he just made it up on the spot. And the whole band, they played for like 20 minutes on this one song that they had never played before. Just made up on the spot. Awesome. I'm just like, this is so cool. Like I love
somebody was recording that.
Exactly. Yeah. I wasn't trying to.
We would do that. We would just start jamming something, whether I started a rhythm or he started a rhythm, and we would just something so amazing. And then he'd be like, "Were you recording?" No.
Damn.
He's like, you can't remember what I was doing. And I'm like, oh. And he'd be like, well, there's another one off in the universe.
Right. Yeah.
And I was talking with a friend, and I remember
who has the
talking
recording
about, I was like, but then when we reach the spirit realm, we'll be able to just grab all those recordings. Like, hey, remember that one? Yeah. Oh, there it is. That's awesome. Listen to all the ones you lost that you didn't record.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's when you're like, okay, who's recording now? Like, who's got the phone on so we don't miss this moment?
I have to do that now. When I wrote a couple new ones, or I wrote a bridge for one. I was working on some songs, and I have to get my phone out and at least record the basic idea of it.
Yeah.
Because if I don't rehearse it a lot, I can have songs that's there's lyrics and there's notes there and chords, but I'll be like, I don't really remember how this goes.
Yeah. 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 That's what we do too. We're like, okay, gotta get it out. Gotta put it in the phone or something, where's the recorder?
Yeah, so you can listen back to it. Or you ever have the one where I had all these recordings in this one phone, and I was listening back to it, and I was like, that's great. I don't know what the fuck I'm playing though.
Yeah.
It's not just a straight GDC or something. It's there's some weird chord shape, and I'm like, crap.
Then you're like,
I hope I wrote that down somewhere.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Where's my
Occasionally I'll find that one. I'll go, oh, there it is. Okay. That doesn't have a name and it doesn't have any lyrics. It's just this whatever.
Yeah.
But that's how I wrote my newest one was it was just I wrote it, I think of 18 years ago or something. I was my early 20s. Yeah, I was I don't know, maybe 21 or 22, and I just wrote this little chord progression. Yeah. Never wrote any lyrics for it or anything. And I was flipping through my book a couple months ago, and I was like, oh, I remember that one. That was cool. I should play that. And I started playing it, and all of a sudden, just all these lyrics came out. Sweet.
Yeah.
I got a new song. I haven't written a song since I haven't written a song since last fall. So
yeah.
Really, in the last 2 years, I've written, or in the last year so far, I've written, I don't know, 3, maybe 4.
Yeah.
Which, for some people, that's not very much, but it depends. I can go on a streak. After I got divorced, it was that first year I wrote 15 or 17 songs, and then when I started dating my lost girl, I was just they're all just coming out too. So
sometimes it just takes that, where you're just in that moment, in that vibe, in that feeling, they just all come out one after another.
Yeah, I actually just found another. There's a little bit that's doesn't have any lyrics yet. Oh wait, no, there's some chords there, but I don't know how this goes. I literally have a pile of just paper of everywhere. Just yeah.
I have a whole shoebox full of just random, oh, this was a good lyric, and I'll have to write it later. I'm maybe this one will be good with this one. I don't, yeah.
I've been lucky to be backing them up most of the time.
Yeah.
So I'll have them written on paper usually, and then I wrote them into my first book, and now that book's pretty much full. It still has some that need lyrics written to them, but as far as every page having something on it, that's done.
Yeah.
And then I went with my phone and I took a picture of every single page. So now I've got pictures of all of them. I've got it written in the book, and then I have all the loose papers, and those are in a binder.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to do that with all of them. So I'm once that paper's written into the book, then I can put that away in that file. And then I'm still backed up. I still need to take pictures of more. It's, oh my God, it never ends.
Yeah.
You're trying to do everything, right? You're trying to run your social media presence. You're trying to run all your managing. So booking gigs.
Yeah.
Showing up to gigs, working with the people. I mean, I had a thing with my ex-wife when we played music together for a while, where I was like, you're the manager. Okay. Yeah. You're going to deal with the bar when we get there. So I can just settle the gear up and perform. And I don't fucking worry about that shit.
Yeah.
Because I would do most of the booking online. But once we got, he would handle all that, which was nice. I didn't have to worry about that. But now actually I've gotten so good at, so much better and more confident, I think, just with dealing with people and letting go of all that ego BS that's just whether, even if it's the not like a machismo, but like that can be like the negative side of the ego that makes you like second guess yourself and go, oh, I'm not good enough or whatever. It's like, well, they hired you. You're here to do it. So do it the best you can and be proud of it.
Yeah.
And even if like there was, you know, because some of my stuff's acoustic, some people are like I played like a slow song and there's some guy in the back like, what's with all these slow songs? And it's like, whatever, dude. That's one guy. Yeah. You know? And unless they specify at the bar, like, hey, we want you to play upbeat stuff. Okay, I can write my set list that way. That's fine. But I came to play. They hired me to play what I play, and so here's the set list I wrote. Some are slow, some are upbeat. You know. And anyways, but yeah, it's like you're doing all that stuff. So much to do, but it's good though. I think it's good. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed by it, but other times I'm like, man, look at what I'm doing. Like, I did hire a graphic artist to help with my first logo, but like I drew up my logo myself, like the idea for it. Yeah. And I've got, I'm almost gonna be finished that soon. I have to order new business cards because I got my own website now, I got my own email now. Like,
it's all a step, friend. It's all just steps.
Yeah, just like keep doing it, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'll just spend so much time doing all that and then go, oh yeah, now I need to go practice. Like I gotta rehearse shit.
Oh, I know. I totally, I'm right there with you. I keep leaving my guitar out and I'm like, oh, I'll get to that tonight at some point. And then I wake up like, fuck.
I did that last night. When I start setting like small goals, I'll have some days where I'm like, okay, I'm going to put in at least a solid hour of rehearsing. Yeah. Or if I have a gig, that's why I love having gigs booked. Once a gig is booked, I'm like, okay, now I have to put in like at least an hour for days in a row. So I'm sharp. So when I get there, I'm not getting up to play a song that I didn't really rehearse and then fucking it up live. Oh, that's the worst, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's
yeah.
And that's the ultimate, like, not to beat yourself up, just be like, okay, I got to work harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll set like little goals too. Like last night I walked home from the dentist and I was listening to my Spotify and like a couple songs came on. I was like, you know, I'm going to do that one and that one covers when I get home. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to work on the two that I haven't recorded yet for tonight that I wanted to play for you. Yeah. And so I did last night. I worked on like a Marvin Gaye song and I worked on, which I want to record a video of, What's Going On. Yeah. And then I heard Holding Back the Years. You know that
song? Do you know that one?
Oh. Yeah, I was working on that one last night. Oh. That one turned out really good too. That one's really fun.
Such a good song.
Yeah, and then the other two. So I'll set like little goals like that too. It's like, okay, I'm going to send at least like 3 emails. Yeah. You know, about gigs or whether it's a record, whatever it is. Like I'm going to send 3 emails, check emails, send it 3 emails, and then rehearse for, you know. And actually, I learned some of that from. So I've got like, you can see all these pictures. I've got like heroes of mine, like musician heroes. Like I got Jimi Hendrix up there.
Door, yeah.
And over on here on this wall, I've got Rush and some, you know, Willie Nelson, Chris Cornell, and Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, because they both were like self-made. Like Stallone was like living in a tiny apartment in Brooklyn or somewhere in New York. He had to like sell his dog before he got Rocky picked up. What? And like they were offering him hundreds of thousands of dollars for his Rocky script, but he was like, I want to be the star. And they're like, no. Yeah. And he was like, okay. And he just kept holding out. Yeah. But anyways, he did that and he worked his ass off. And like Schwarzenegger, one of his speeches was like the same thing. He's like, I worked out in the gym like 5 hours a day. I went to a construction job, you know, and he's like, I organized my day. Like I did this from this time to this time and this time to this time. I have a list over there on my wall where I was like, okay, from this time to this time, you're working. Then you get home and you're going to exercise for this long. And then you're going to go, and then you're going to clean up after the cats. And then you're going to go eat. And then you're going to do email, social media, for, you know, organize your day. And I'm not perfect. I don't always
stick to it. Yeah.
Get it right. But it's helped a lot at getting shit accomplished, you know? So I would recommend that to anybody that is watching. If you do want to, organize that time, like, because it helps big time, you know, even if it's just like, okay, I'm going to practice that one cover tonight, see how it goes. because if it goes well, I'm like, ooh, that's great. I got to put that on the list, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I end with this list of like 100 songs, and I'm like, oh, I want to do these all. And I'm like, but I got to get good at them too. So I got to practice them.
Yeah. I do the same
much
thing. I used to, when I first started, when I was like looking for bands and stuff and artists, that's what I was like, okay, from like 5 to 7, I'm going to just look for bands, you know, like research bands and research, you know, like who I can interview and who's in the look. Cause that's when I was like, I don't know, I ran out of like the 30 people I knew. And I was like, okay, now I really have to do the work, you know? Like, and so, so then it was like, okay, now, so I started just researching people, you know, like, okay, I did this guy, maybe he knows people, you know, and then you get lost in this kind of hole of like where they know, and then that person knows somebody and that person knows, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, so I literally had like, I could show you a notebook just full of handles, just like of just hundreds of people that I was like, okay, do you want to do an interview? Do you want to do an interview? Do you want to do, you know? And so, you know, it just, I would set aside that time because I'm like, it's not going to work if I don't do it. My friend's like, oh, you're taking too much time to do it. And I was like, yeah, but if I don't, then I'm not going to have anybody to interview. And then what am I doing? You know, like, people aren't going to come to me because they don't know who I am, you know?
I was dating a girl back, was kind of like right after anyways. And she was like, we were long distance, so we were always video chatting at night and stuff. But she was like, I've been waiting to talk to you or whatever when you get home from work or whatever. And like, I mean, I was like, I have to rehearse. Why? I was like, because this is what I do. This is what I'm sorry. Like, I don't know if you don't get it, but like, this is what I do. I'm a musician. Like, I have to rehearse. I've got to stay on it. And that's where you also start learning, like, hey man, if some people just won't be on board, and that's fine. It is what it is, you know. It doesn't have to be a personal thing either. It's just like, if they don't understand or they're not willing to get on board with you, that's when you'll start learning who's
in your corner and who's not.
Yeah, and it's not, maybe they just, you know, they're just not along for that your ride, and that's fine. You can still be friends and see them on social media and all that other stuff. But that's where I'm like, oh man, I should go see friends, and I'm like, yeah, but then that's a lot of goofing off. Like, I should probably be booking time in the studio and rehearsing, and then I'm like, okay, well, I could probably take like one day to go see friends. I haven't seen you.
Gotta give yourself some breaks. Yeah,
that's to find that balance, you know. Let's work our ass up, but let's also have some downtime too.
Yeah, exactly. One day isn't gonna hurt.
No. 2
2 is stretching.
That's why the not drinking is a nice thing too, because then you don't have that hangover where you're like laying in bed half the day and you're useless. You're just wasting. Then that's fine. It is what it is, and I'm not getting on a soapbox at all about like people who want to party. That's fucking cool, man. And you know, I'll look forward to the day when I can, you know, legally have a beer with my dad, you know, on Thanksgiving or whatever again, and like respect the alcohol for what it is. But I definitely don't miss hangovers at all. Like, I get up early and like exercise and I feel great, man. Like,
I don't like them either. I'm like, I'm too old for that shit.
Like, I look forward to that first cup of coffee. I'm like, I'm done with exercise and all this shit. I'm gonna go have some coffee. I'm gonna have some food.
I'm definitely I'm not the party type.
I was, and I still, you know, I was talking about that. I was like, so, you know, it'll be interesting going back into bars, and especially performing in bars, where like, you know, a lot of times people are like, let me buy you a shot. You know, I'm a singer, buy the singer a shot. And it's like, oh, I mean, thank you, but like, no, thank you. Especially now, because I want to take it so seriously. It's like, hey, I'm working right now. You know?
And you can do it though. I mean, there's plenty of artists that do, and it's not, you know, you just have to let the audience know where you stand with it. You know, you can't.
Yeah, I think you should too. If you really want to be serious, you want to put on a good show. Hey, when the show's done, do whatever you want. But especially if you're going to be a touring artist and you're going to have show after show after show, you don't want to be all hungover the next day and your throat's all dried out because you drank and sang all night and whatever, XYZ. I mean, I've watched enough of the YouTube videos of like what not to do. These other rock stars, you know, just living the rock star life. So but that's just finding that balance, man. Like
It is. Yeah, definitely.
come too far to like go backwards, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't, yeah, you get to a point where you're like, I don't think I want to go back that far, you know? I mean, yeah,
Now,
I'd be nice for 5 minutes, but like, nah,
yeah,
pretty work to get here.
you can still enjoy time with people
Yeah.
without like, I don't know, just getting completely blasted. Now, I remember the first time I went to a concert. It was right before they started shutting stuff down for COVID. When I went to a concert with a friend of mine, and I was in the treatment program, and I just started it.
Yeah.
And it was like one of the first concerts ever I've gone to where it was like, I'm not drinking beers, but I was like buying my buddy beers, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine with it. It's fine. I
Yeah.
still had a super fun time.
Who
I
did you
drank
go
so
see?
many ginger beers.
That's
I
so
didn't know
cool.
how much sugar was in those things.
Yeah. I don't think I've heard of that. I don't know what a
A
gin.
lot of people make them when they have like Moscow mules and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
They
know what that
mix them
is.
with like vodka or whatever. They're really tasty if you like ginger, but
Yeah.
there's like 40 some grams of sugar in like one. I drank like, but I didn't know that. And I drank a ton of them because they're so tasty.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, I was like hurting the next day. Like,
Yeah. That's a lot of sugar. Yeah. Oh my God.
yeah, it was a lot of sugar.
Who did you go see?
Black Label Society, which
Yeah.
is
Never heard of
Zach, Zach Wild. He took over as a guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne like a long time ago.
that. Oh,
I
okay.
think it was after Randy Rhoads died, and then they brought in another guy, and then that guy played on like one album or something, and then Zach Wild came in. So Zach
Yeah.
Wild's been Ozzy Osbourne's lead guitarist for like ever,
Oh,
and then
okay.
long time. And then he started a solo project like a long time ago, and then he started his band Black Label Society. They're pretty heavy, but he's also got some really cool acoustic stuff, which is where I kind of gravitate more toward that stuff. Now I
Yeah.
love metal as well, but
Yeah.
yeah. Do you know Pantera?
Yes, I do.
So you know Dimebag Darrell when he died.
Hmm.
Yeah, Zach Wild wrote a song for him that's like, man, I learned how to play it, and it's like so hard. One of my old friends that inspires me too to like one never stop on my music, but also to try to live that minimalist lifestyle, you know, to an extent. Like, you know, it'd be nice to have a nice truck or a car, stuff like that. But still
Yeah.
keep it like even if I had tons of money, I don't need a big mansion or shit. I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
But he passed away like last year from lymphoma,
Yeah.
and so I learned how to play that song "In This River" by Black Label, and it's like super emotional. It's like, in this river all shall fade to black.
Mm.
In this river ain't no coming back. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
But he was a big part of my coming up when I was first learning to play guitar in my early 20s. Because I was always a singer. I sang like as a kid, and I sang in that band with him in like high school, and I remember when I was first learning to play guitar, and he was amazing. Like when he was like in middle school, he was playing like Metallica, like note for note, like solos and everything. Like he was amazing. And he would sit there all patient with me and be like, "Man, you should be so proud of yourself," you know. And I know. So yeah. It's great. All these angels that I have in my life, that cross my mind and my heart from time to time, and they just like I say, they just keep you going. Like nothing else. You like say, I'm gonna keep living for them, and for myself, obviously, and for these other people that are here on this plane of existence. But yeah, man,
that's what I do too. I'm like, all right, like I've lost a friend, and do you know the Oso slide?
Yeah.
My friend was died in that, and
oh
so
my God, I'm so
yeah, so like I do that too. Like I'm like, all right, well, like now I have all these people that I have to like do my life, almost live for them, but not really, you know, and like
but in a way, it's like like I don't know, it's totally. I
it's
try
just
to take that as a good thing. It's not like a somber thing, but it's like, you know, I had one of my first buddies that passed away we were young, we were like 21, and I was like and we were like super tight when we were little. We kind of lost touch over the years, but that was just like super big shock. And so they come to my mind, and I'm just like, sometimes when I pray, I'm just like, thank you for this body, thank you for my health, my safety. I did, like, you know, and thank you for all these angels. And I got angels here on earth that like introduced me to Dr. Wayne Dyer, his work is like changing my life, you know, and they just like, you know, so it's, I don't know, man, life's a trip, and it's a good trip if you choose to make it a good trip.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you just kind of have to like learn to kind of, like make it what it is. And you have choices, and like you can choose to be happy. You can choose to, you know, all those kind of things. And so, yeah, I definitely like, I totally understand on that plane.
Don't give up.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't give up. My ex gave me it was my birthday like last year or something after my accident. Yeah. And she like had old pictures of me, and one really cool picture of me when I was playing a gig back in the day. And she printed it out, and she'd written in there like, "Don't give up," or you know, or like, "Never give up." Or something. It was like, it's just cool when you think like all these people that like do believe in you, you know. And,
it changes your life. Like when I started this, it was like, it just changes your life, you know, when you have people that are like, you should do that. That's what you're good at. That's what your calling is, or whatever, you know, like, and you're like, oh, I don't know, like maybe I'm not really good at this. And they're like, yes, you are. Keep doing it.
You know? He was like, I was telling him about my accident, and he was like, no, he's like, not to get too heavy on you, but he like hits me on the back, and he's like, you know, God put you here for a reason, is to play that damn guitar. And I was like, all right, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I was just, didn't you see, because you came to my gig, but yeah, I guess.
I know. I feel it. I know. I'm right there with you. I have this like, I don't know if you'll be able to see. I'm gonna try though. My finger's gonna get in the way. Make sure it's fading the right. Okay. I don't know if you can see.
Keep fucking going.
Yeah. So I wear it every day, you know, like, and one of the other musicians that I know that comes on here pretty often, his name is Camden. He tells me that all the time. He's like, just keep going. Like, don't stop.
Camden. Write him down. How do you spell his name?
Camden West.
Camden. Was that with a C?
Yeah, C. It's Camden West Music. It's his handle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Speaking of music.
Talking about like
itching to play a song for you.
Yes. Let's do it. Talk about music. Let's do it, man. Come on. I want to hear this new song you made.
Which one?
The one that you're gonna put out. Can you sing it, or are we just gonna be hanging till it comes out?
I could.
I'm excited. I want to hear it.
Okay.
No pressure. You don't have to.
No, not at all. Is that too echoey?
A little, yeah. It's a little echoey.
Let me drop the reverb. That's a little better. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
This is the first one I wrote when I was getting separated, getting divorced.
Yeah.
And it's called "Come Out of the Darkness." Come out of the darkness, you got to get out. Come out of the darkness, said I got to get out. Come out of the darkness, said I got to get out, gotta find my way out. Come out of the darkness, I said I got to get out. Look into these eyes and save my life. I'm searching, trying to find my way back to the light. Come out of the darkness, got to get out, gotta find my way out, I gotta find my way out. Come out of the darkness, I said I found my way out. Look into these eyes and save my life. I'm searching, trying to find my way back to the light. 'Cause it's been cold and dark and low, it's been the same old story. And anyone before lost their love in a hurry. Yeah. Look into these eyes and save my life. I'm searching, trying to find my way back to the light. 'Cause it's been cold and dark and low, it's been the same old story. Yeah. And anyone before lost their love in a hurry. Yeah. Come out of darkness, I said I found my way out, I fought my way out, I said I fought my way out. I'm out of the darkness, and yeah, I fought my way out. Look into my eyes, and I'll save your life. I'll show you how to fight your way back to the light. Yeah. Oh, did I lose you? Oh, okay, cool.
I muted myself.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't hear. Uh-oh, I hope it didn't freeze.
I was like, yay! And I was like, oh, sad day, I muted myself. Try not to.
Yeah, so it was like kind of a dark song, but I had this like upbeat.
Yeah. Love it. I like the melody though. Da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da, da. It's good. I like it.
Glad you like it. Well, let me keep it going. I'll do just a few more, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, maybe like one more. It's been almost 2 hours, friend.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's just do one more.
Let's do one more. Yeah. Okay. It's 9 o'clock.
Let's do this one because this time we're living in is crazy.
Yeah.
We are all humans. So, a song I wrote called "We Are All Human."
Yay.
Talk about change. story. Think about life and open your eyes. The world is wide and the universe is grand. Time to realize we're all human. Yeah. Oh, justice, no peace. Let's learn to love and sing and dance. Hold a hand. Don't you forget romance. Our hearts are wild and our universe is grand. Now's the time, we're all human. We are all human.
Yay! Such a good song to end on.
Oh, cool.
I love it. That was
Yeah,
so
I liked it.
I like it.
I played it once at this bar and this girl was like, "That's fucking beautiful."
I told you already, you're a musician. All the girls are just gonna come at you. You don't even worry about
it. We'll see.
All right, friend. Well, I mean, we've spent so much time hanging out. Thank you for coming.
I love it. Thank you so much for having me again, Kara. It's been a pleasure, and I hope to see you again soon.
You too. You come back. What's that?
In person. I'll give you a big hug.
Yes, please do. I cannot even wait. When you have your first gig, tell me so I can come.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Have a great night.
You too.
Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Tomorrow is Darren Jones, so be sure to tune in at 7 tomorrow as well. And we'll see everybody later. Bye.